Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a fifth grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTC TV and let us help you show the world your events.
Welcome to Origin Micro, your go-to e-commerce superstore for IT hardware and consumer electronics. With over 2 decades of experience, we've earned a reputation for delivering superior customer service and offering top industry brands at competitive prices. We provide a wide range of products from various manufacturers. From notebooks and desktops to networking equipment and VoIP devices, we've got you covered. Our fully stocked warehouse ensures that you'll find the products you need when you need them. And with our expert team always ready to offer personalized support, you can trust Origin Micro for all your IT needs. Origin Micro, your IT e-commerce superstore, serious deals, superior service.
PC Systems, your dedicated call center partner. We specialize in live customer support as a service, a 24/7 support center, empowering system integrators, operators, and innovators to execute seamlessly at scale, precisely when and where it matters most. Our TaaS model encompasses infrastructure, technology procurement, and comprehensive implementation and lifecycle support. With 3 decades of industry expertise, PC Systems leads in collaborative solutions across hospitality, multifamily student housing, and healthcare. As your trusted white label support partner, PC Systems operates seamlessly in the background, acting as an extension of your team and brand. Simple pricing and transparent solutions allow us to extend your business reach at scale. Let us accelerate your project execution and provide the service delivery infrastructure to expand your business. Contact PC Systems, your call center partner.
I love saying these words. Hello, race fans. It's Parquet. We are in round 2 of the Audi Sport R8 Challenge presented by GT Champions. Today we are in Brazil for 1 hour of racing at Interlagos. So go ahead, hit that like button, grab your little snizzy snack, and get ready for a nice evening of fast racing. All 6 rounds of the Audi Sport R8 Challenge will be broadcasted right here every Saturday live on GT Champions, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to get yourself subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of the action. This season, we got 15 drivers competing for the ultimate prize, the GT Champions winner coin. You can see it on the right side of your screen right now. This coin is a rare collector's item that cements drivers' legacy in our coin book of champions, where they will sit in esteem for as long as mankind allows. This championship will be full of exciting action, so without further ado, let's get into round 2. So I've been thinking about this little idea. Is Superman the mask, or is it Clark Kent? I've been feeling the same in my own life recently, right? Like, I don't know if Noah is the mask or if Parquet's the mask. I'll have to get back to y'all on that. But in the meantime, as always, I gotta give a shout out to Chris Ball and the Ball Pit, Picks, Eton, and the rest of the GT Champions crew holding it down for us week in and week out. Appreciate y'all for helping keep this machine in motion. And thank you to the viewers, live viewers and via the replay viewers, for tuning in, spending some time with us. Make sure to follow us on all socials, links in the description. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest coming out of GT Champions. A little bit about the round today. This week we are in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where drivers are getting ready to race around the Autódromo José Carlos Paz, better known as Interlagos. A little fun fact for you. Interlagos is actually Portuguese for between lakes, because the spot where the track lives is in between 2 artificial lakes. Crazy, right? Even though we'll be in the Audis today, I must give a shout out to GT3 record holder Victor Franzoni, who got a Lamborghini around the track in a record time of 1 minute and 32 seconds. Now I'll show a little bit of love to the companies that supporting us. As always, Origin Micro, our GT Champion sponsor, is the go-to e-commerce superstore for hardware and consumer electronics. With over 2 decades of experience, Origin Micro has earned its reputation for delivering superior customer service and top industry brands at competitive prices, and they have it all. Notebooks, desktops, networking equipment, VoIP devices, anything you need, they got you covered. So what you waiting for? Reach out to Origin Micro today by emailing sales@originmicro.com. Tell them GT Champion sent you. Appreciate you, Don Doney, as always, the Don, and the rest of the Origin Micro team for being our sponsors. Also, big thank you to our partners over at PC Systems. PC Systems provides call center support for businesses and B2Bs. If you're like me and you don't like answering the phones for the clients, they ringing your phone off the line all day and night, 25/8. But you know you really need to answer the phone for them. These guys got you covered. They provide 24/7 IT support and tailored business solutions for your growing business. With over 10,000 customers, 4,000 projects completed, PC Systems has established itself as the premier IT support service provider. Special thanks, as always, to Richard PC, Bill Beldum, looking so nice there in our little graphic made by our man Pix here. Make sure you visit PCSystems.com today. Again, that is PCSystems.com today. Get your call system up and running. Finally, want to make sure I let y'all know about a little bit more we got going on here on the GT Champion side of things. Not only the Audi R8 Challenge going on right now, but we also got the Mustang Challenge going on iRacing. I hosted round 3 earlier today, and that was a heck of a race, so you definitely want to make sure you go back and catch that VOD if you got some time later. Maybe a little after party getting kicked off. We'll watch Oliver Schultz there put that thing in first place. That series is also broadcasted here on GT Champions live every Saturday at 11 Central, noon Eastern. So make sure you get yourself subscribed. Make sure you catch all the action. I promise you will not want to miss 1 second. Racers are currently getting their outlap ready to go. Qualifying's going on, and we're getting ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. All of the pleasantries are out of the way, and we have some GT champions on the track right now, getting ready to get it in. Currently, we got my man Nigel Higginbotham, aka RWB Venom, on pole. Let's give a little bit of love to the chat right now. HyPrix biting his nails. I'm biting my nails too back here in this booth, man. HHP, excited for the day's race. I'm excited that you're here, HHP. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a little look through the field here. Again, we got Nigel currently moving into P2 here. Obi-Wan Kenoly in P1, Nigel in P2, Dip Shi in P3. My man Elvis Freshly, P4, followed by SLRC Schneider, rounding out the top 5. Chris Still-I-Rise in P6, Steve-O P7, Eric of Canada, Canada, we were just in Montreal, as they say up there. He may not be of the French, in the French one, but that's right, Eric of Canada in P8. Big Red, U of A in P9. I wonder if that is Arizona or Sweet Home Alabama. We shall see. And it looks like that's what we got for today. 9 racers on the track again. We are in Brazil, Interlagos. The front rights are definitely going to get a nice little workout around here. And let's see how this qualifying session gets on. Currently 8 minutes in, so we're getting into that do or don't time for all of the racers. Obi-Wan Kenoly still sitting on pole right now by a 10th. Chris De La Raz, he's the man. He is the man indeed. Obi-Wan not able to find an improvement on that 32.9. Let's see how Nigel gets on. He needs to find about 2/10 here. This infield section is going to be the make it or break it part. This is where all the skill lies for sure. As you see Chris Ross going into the mediums. Maybe he knows something I don't. Or maybe he's done. Maybe P6 is good enough. We shall see. Let's see how Nigel does. This is Nigel just like Nigel Thornberry. So you all remember that. We got the Wild Man. Let's see if he can find those 10s he's looking for. There's no couch cushion out here for him to find under any loose change under. He's got to find it within. Here he comes down the dark. Start, finish straight. He crosses the beam with a 33 flat. Not able to improve there, so he'll be sitting in P2. Dipshy also in P3. Elvis Freshly getting a little bit of a penalty here. That's not going to be helping his case. Let's see if he can get across the line. He's not going to be able to, so this time of a 33.7 is going to stick for our man Elvis Freshly here. Let's see how Steve O's getting on. It's like Nigel bailed out on his lap in the pit. Let's actually check on Obi-Wan. I know he's already on the pole, but let's see if he's improving here. He has definitely been eating up those soft tires. 10 minutes in, they're already about 60% cooked. Let's see Steve-O cross the line here. Yep, I'm Steve-O. Not able to find any improvement, so he will be sitting there pretty in P5. Elvis, he's going 50 miles per hour. That's not qualifying pace at all. He's done. And let's see how C. Snyder gets on. Looking for a bit of an improvement from P6. And it is not to be today. So we got everybody else in the pit here. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The final lap symbol is on. The racers are, or I guess the computer's bringing the cars around the track. Oh, I jumped the gun there a little bit, getting a little bit too excited to see the timing. Elvis Freshly, hello family, how you doing, man? Don't you got a race to be doing, man? You don't text and drive. I'm playing, Elvis. Appreciate you coming in. Baba Yaga Wick is also out here, ladies and gentlemen. Like and subscribe. That's what I'm talking about. And let's do a run through of these final standings. Putting it on the pole, Obi-Wan Kenoly with a 32.9, a flyer if I were to say so myself. Nigel Higginbotham in a very, very close P2, 33 flat. Dipshy in P3 rounding out the podium. Elvis Freshly and Steve-O rounding out the top 5. SLRC Schneider in P6, followed by Chris De La Raz, Rad Eric of Canada. And rounding out the order today, we have Big Red U of A and RWB Chevy 210 in P10. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I do a little screen switch. The racers get the 2-minute call. And we're about to be on our way. While we wait for the lobby to get set up again, everybody please Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Say hello in the chat. We got HHP in here. We got Elvis Freshly in here. We got Baba Yaga Wick in here. We got me in here. HyPrix also joining the party. It's Saturday evening. A lot of people like to, go out on a Saturday night, but not us. We like watching some auto racing, isn't that right? Again, another big shout out to PC Systems and Origin Micro, our partner and sponsor. Next week, what we got coming up, we'll be in Atlanta for round 3. Then we're going to fly over to, I believe it's Germany, for round 4 at Autopolis. Then we'll be flying across the, what's that? Is that the Atlantic Ocean? Somewhere to Australia, round 5 in Bathurst before we finish it up in Italia, September 6th at Monza. And here we go, the lobby's getting loaded up here. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything, yapping too much. HHP, that's what I'm talking about. Inject it right into the veins. Banging it. Just like Bubbles from The Wire. The tire check is on. We're waiting for 2 more to check in here. C. Snyder and Steve-O. I hope they're not distracted by me. We're almost there. There we go. The top 10 are set. I'm now just going to set this grid up for us. And we're about to get ready to go. We're missing Ando this week, who was our race winner last week. Also, no Rio or Mr. Jones, so we'll be having some new blood on the podium. That'll be some pretty exciting stuff. I hope he's not talking to me. I shouldn't have to check in. Okay, no, I think we're good. Final little tire check going on. Good luck, all racers. R is in the chat. And we are almost there, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off round 2 of the Audi Sport R8 Challenge presented by GT Champions. Again, we are at Interlagos, Brazil, Sao Paulo, home of one of the greatest weekend concerts of all time. He won't be making an appearance, but you got Parquet, so almost the same thing, right? We finally have official countdown. The lobby's kicking off. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Dipshy starting off on pole here. Red flag. Yeah, we're going to red flag this one for sure. Red, 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 red. Elvis Freshly giving us some nice little 360s there, but for those of you that don't know, we do have a rule. Yeah, we did have a DC. I didn't want to say that on the stream, but I guess I'm saying it now. So, for the keen-eyed viewers, you all saw the DC. So what we're going to do is do a nice little red flag restart here. If there is an incident involving 3 or more cars or any disconnects like we just had, we do make sure to get a red flag going. So this is my first time ever calling a red flag. It felt kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was a cooler crash involved, but you know, we'll take what we can get. Let me make sure my man Nigel's all good here, that he doesn't need the grid. So you all give me one little second here. Let me make sure I get him all put together. And we're going to be right back at it, folks, very, very quickly. Oh, well, that didn't help. Let's do it like this. Right, HHP, Agent of Chaos. Oh, that's not HHP. HHP said Parquet's over the weekend. Don't make me blush. Baba Yaga. Let us know about the Agent of Chaos coming in. Picks, I know, jaw dropping, right? All right, so while we let Nigel do the Lord's work, get the grid back set up, we'll see if we can also get, I want to say that was Chris, no, Chris Roz is there. Joey Canoli's who we're looking for. So Joey, if you're out there, don't fret. We got you back. I think this is a great time to again shout out the Mustang Challenge. Again, the Mustang Challenge is something else we got going on here on the GT Champion side of things. Every Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. We're throwing American muscle around a couple of tracks. I was able to commentate over Snetterton earlier today, and that was a heck of a race. Definitely looking forward to seeing how Fuji gets on next week. And then after we get out of Japan, we'll be back over in stateside at Road Atlanta and finishing things off in Sonoma at the NASCAR track. That's one of Chris Ball's favorite tracks, by the way. So it'll definitely be some fun times ahead there. But until we get there, we got to get through here. The Audi Sport R8 Challenge presented by GT Champions. Let's see. Somebody's calling for a restart. Let's see. We'll give Joey a little bit more time. He blew a fuse. Up, and I think we got some action, ladies and gentlemen. We have faster red flags than F1 over here, so that's one good thing about racing on the internet. We don't have to worry too much about a rain delay. Our man Joey Cannoli's back in the fold. So we're almost back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen. Comparing some of the times here from what I was able to do during my practice sessions, I can confirm that everybody on this track is very fast. The pole sitter had about a 32.9. I was around the mid 33s. So these guys are fast and fierce. And we're about to get this stream going back fast and furious. And here we go on the restart. Turn your volume up and enjoy some engine sounds. And we are green at the restart of the Audi R8 Challenge. Obi-Wan Kenoly able to keep things pretty smooth through Sector 1 here. And look at that Audi coming around or going through the two lakes. Nigel Higginbotham in a very close P2. P3 and P4 having a lot of very close racing here between Elvis Presley and Dipshy. Schneider also trying to get in some of the action. Steve-O in P6. Chevy in P7. Crystal Araz in P8 with Big Red and Eric of Canada bringing up the rear. Coming back up to Obi-Wan Kenoly. He's still leading the pack. 8/10 to the good currently. And we'll continue to see how they get on. Nigel also being able to pull a bit of a gap to P3, 1.6 to the good. But the real racing's going on back here, P3 and beyond, with Elvis Presley 5/10 ahead of Dip right now. And these two also able to form a little bit of a different stratum. There's Schneider coming through the Senna S. Famous curve on the track. And things are already starting to spread out a bit here. Let's get into the cockpit of RWB Chevy here. You can really just see how fast and quick these cars really are. The Audi definitely love to get a lot of rotation on this infill session. It really suits the track very well. And let's hop back up with Obi-Wan, who continues mashing the gas, 1.3 ahead. Nigel, same story, 2.3 ahead. Dip picking up a bit of a penalty. I wonder what happened there. Must have got a little bit too greedy on the track limits there. And they'll be having to serve this penalty, which is really a killer going on to really the main straight You lose a lot of time having to serve a half second. A half second will definitely turn into 2 if you're not careful. But while the top 5 sort themselves out, here we go with Steve-O and C. Schneider. This battle for 5th place between 5 through 8 is going to definitely be a barn burner, I can tell. C. Schneider in P5 with Steve-O right behind him in P6. Chevy and Riser also looking for something, and there's a bit of contact there. Steve-O able to keep it on the track, but he's losing out. Kind of want to go back and see what happened there. Going into this fast left-hander. Steve-O and Schneider coming together. And that's all of Steve-O's momentum. He lost a bit of momentum there. And you hate to see that. Steve-O down in P8 now. C. Schneider getting the best end of that deal. He's taking over P5. But Chevy's chewing right on his ankles right now. Things are starting to spread out a bit between 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 5 and 6, Schneider and Chevy still going at it. Chevy eyeing up a move. Thought better of it at the last second and backed out. But he'll definitely be trying to soak up as much of that slipstream as he possibly can, as Chris Ross coming back into the mix here. Chris Ross is all over that bumper of RWB Chevy right now. Here's the view from Chris Ross's bumper, and you can just see all the action kicking off around him. He's trying to stay focused, not get too distracted. And that number 69, nice. Gets right up on the back of Chevy there. And Steve-O not going quietly. Coming back up here in P8. So currently as things sit, we got Obi-Wan Kenoly sitting on P1 right now, able to drive away from all of the chaos of the rest of the pack. Nigel Higginbotham, Venom himself, P2. Elvis Freshley in P3. Dipshy has a nice little gap in P4. And again, the real close racing's happening back here. P5, C. Schneider leading the pack, with Chevy, Riser, and Steve-O right on his tail. And it looks like Chevy eyeing up a move here, and Chevy's able to get it done. Up the inside into P5, there he goes. And now he'll be the head of this car centipede. Fry, what's up, baby? Go RWB, says Fry Archer. RWB is definitely well represented here in round 2 of the Audi Sport R8 Challenge. Chris Ross still holding it steady here in P7. And I just love good racing like this, especially here at Brazil. Again, this infield section is really a breeding ground for really close racing. You have to be extremely skillful to get around this track in a timely manner, because there's so many turning and braking zones. that acquire your full attention. Chevy able to pull away a bit in this P5, so I guess he just needed a little bit of clean air. But now with Schneider and Chris Ross going at it. Let's hop on board with Chris Ross to see what this looks like. Trying to catch up to the Canadian here, and Chris getting a bit of a better exit, and he'll be leaving Chevy in the dust here. He's able to beat him to the apex, and that's P6 comfortably for Chris de la Raz. And Schneider definitely looking to pick up the pieces here as he sits in P7. Fry Archer, I'm the fastest RWB driver on certain days and times. We need you out here, man. You got to prove it in GT Champions. As Steve-O goes a bit wide there. And let's see what's happening back here with Eric of Canada and Big Red. They're holding down the fort for us. There's always two very intense competitions. In every competition with more than 3 people. There's the race to be first, which everybody loves to see. That's the one, right? That's where the camera usually is. But the more intense battle, and the one you'll see the people really sweating to try to win, is the race to not be last. And we got that going on right now between Big Red U of A and Eric of Canada. They're still fierce, they're still fast, and they're still in this race. We will continue to check in on them to see how they continue to get on. But hopping back here with P5, things are calming down a little bit. We got Chevy holding that position down. About 2 seconds between him and Chris Ross. Chris Ross got a second between him and Schneider able to pull away from Steve-O ever so slightly. But Steve-O, I'm sure, will not be going quietly. Obi-Wan Kenobi still staying as consistent as he possibly can. But that front right is definitely feeling the speed, as he's sitting at about 25% right now, with about 75% worth of fuel left. Fry, absolutely, man. Hoping to see you out here soon, man. But in the meantime, I'm glad you joined me in the chat, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me. Shout out to Fry and all of you in the chat, and all of you silent watchers and lurkers out there. I got to show y'all some love too. And you that's watching this in the future. This is Noah from the past thanking you for coming back and watching us. A little bit of time travel action going on here on the internet. Gotta love it. Nigel's in the big P2. Elvis in the big P3. Dip in a lonely P4. Chevy's P5 getting lonelier and lonelier as the time ticks away. Chris Ross and Chris is in the wall, so that's going to be an interesting P7 he's in. P8 now. And let's see what happened to Chris here. Just dipping 2 tires. Oh, just carrying a little bit too much speed there, and that's a face full of wall for you, ladies and gentlemen. So that's Chris Ross in P8 now on the mediums. He'll be trying to pick up the pieces after that. But he's not too far out of the race. It's still only about a second off of Steve-O. But Steve-O and C. Schneider, the beneficiaries of a little bit too much speed out on the track. Joey Cannoli, first one to blink in the pits here. You lose about 40 seconds all in all going down pit lane and out. So we'll see where Joey ends up coming out here. The tires are off, the tires are on, and he's on the way back out. And he'll be on the mediums, so as he rejoins the party. Nigel, currently on the mediums right now, so he'll be looking to go a little long. He'll be our provisional P1 for the moment. P2 still Elvis Freshly dipped on the podium in P3. Let me check real quick. Yes, all three are on the medium tires, so Joey going with the off strategy. We'll see how that plays out for him. Chevy also on the mediums here. This P4 getting lonelier and lonelier. P5, 6, and 7, again, things are heating up here in this battle for the top 5 as Steve-O continues trying to walk down C. Schneider with Chris Roz right in their bumper waiting for just the slightest of mistakes to occur. Joey's back out here on the track. He's on some fresh mediums right now, trying to get some heat into those bad boys. And Team Rad's Eric of Canada and Big Red U of A still be chasing down Joey. They'll be trying to get in some nice slipstream. So we'll see how Joey continues to get on as the pit window, I'm sure, will begin to open up for the medium runners soon. C. Snyder's currently sitting on the hards. I'm just noticing that. And Steve-O's on the mediums behind him, so I know he'll be definitely looking to try to get in some clean air. And looks like this may be the time. Steve-O pulling out to the racing line. Snyder's trying to defend on the inside. And Steve-O able to get the job done, but goes really wide. Everybody's all over the place. Snyder's able to take advantage. A little bit too much speed, and Steve-O will be picking up a half-second penalty, trying to get that overtake done. Let's hop on board with Steve-O. Let's hop in the cockpit. I know it's hot in there because things are heating up. He's looking for a bit of a cutback here. It looks like hits the apex nicely, but he has a half-second penalty, so not too much use in trying to fight too hard for a position. And we'll continue to see how he gets on. Chris Roz is definitely licking his chops seeing that red box in front of him, I'm sure. We'll see if Steve-O gets cheeky here. He will not. And Chris Roz, even after that little bit of an incident, still holding on to a solid P6. And it's not over yet. Steve-O using all the grip afforded to him, trying to stay in that slipstream. I found the magic number to be 0.8 of a second before you start feeling the effects of the slipstream here over on Gran Turismo. He's under that right now, so he'll be gaining a little bit of free time. It is definitely a double-edged sword, though, because the air in the midfield gets absolutely filthy. My man Nigel Hickenbotham, the wild man himself, still holding down this strong P1, using every inch of the track that he can see. He's in that nice RWB, that red, white, and blue, making it look fast, making it look fierce, and making Fry proud out there. Shout out to the whole RWB team. Elvis Freshly also doing RWB proud in P2, strong one. He's having a bit of a lonely race right here, running qualifying laps on the mediums. We'll continue to see how he gets on. He has 2K miles on this Audi, so he definitely knows what he's doing as he piloting this Audi R8 19 Evo. Dip in a strong P3. He only has 200 miles on this Audi, so he's a little bit newer to this, but want to be able to tell by his performance on the track today. Rounding out our podium. Chevy still in P4. Lots of gap in front and behind them. Love to see it. Snyder's in P5. He can't relax too much because y'all have heard the story of the day, right? Chris Raj, Joey Cannoli, and Steve-O definitely looking to gap him as Elvis Freshly. It's the second one to blink. He dives into the pits. He's going to get new boot goofing. He's going to get those mediums up off of him. I'll be interested to see what he hops onto. And there's Chevy as well, following him in. Chris Ross also going in, so it looks like the medium tires have met their limit here. And this will be Steve-O's chance to shine. He'll be on the he's still on the mediums. He's going to go long. And it's like him and Elvis are in a little bit of a race here. Let's see who gets to the timeline. And it looks like Steve-O beats him out there. Steve-O beats Elvis Freshly out. He does. So he's out there. So Nigel in P1 on the worn mediums. Dip in P2 also on some worn mediums. Schneider in P3 on some worn hards right now. And there's Joey Cannoli up the inside. And Snyder was actually dropping to P4 with Joey Cannoli now on the fresh mediums, able to use those to his advantage and get back on the podium. Steve-O's on worn mediums, P5. Elvis Freshly on fresh tires, fresh mediums that is, on P6. I'm sure he'll be chasing down Steve-O. We'll have a little bit more grip, so this infield section will definitely not feel as painful for our man there as Nigel dives into the pits. And Elvis actually getting the job done as I speak. The blessing of the commentator. He'll be in the P5 there. Dip also diving into the pits here, so Joey is now back on top. Eric of Canada getting some grass action going on, but nothing too major. He's able to keep it out of the wall. Love to see that. And here we go, Joey and Nigel racing it out. This is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Nigel has the inside line, but Joey has the speed. A little bit of contact between the two, but Joey able to stay true, stay strong. And wow, that was a very close race out of the pits there. And there he is. I wish I had the horn. Mr. President making an appearance. Mr. Presidio Dog, Chris Ball himself. Yes, sir, we are in Brazil. It's round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge. And Obi-Wan and Nigel are getting to it right now. Nigel's on the fresh mediums. Obi-Wan's on the worn ones. But he has the speed and they have the heat. Let's get back in this broadcast view. Let's see what the Gran Turismo camera gives us. RWB definitely looking strong today. And Obi-Wan continuing to try to pull away. Driving like he got a cannoli in front of him. He want to munch on. And Joey just also hurt my feelings reading that livery. I just realized I'm ugly. Nigel's not worried about it though. He's still cutting into these tints. He's getting some heat in those tires, so we'll see how they continue to get on. Snyder in P3, Elvis in P4 with a big gap. And looks like the gaps are starting to form. This pit window definitely shook things up for everybody. Steve-O P9 and Big Red rounding out the rear in P10s on some fresh mediums, that is. But here we go, back for this battle for first place. Things are heating up between Joey Cannoli and Nigel Higginbotham. As Nigel trying to use the complete width of the track available to him without coloring outside the lines and picking up the dreaded half-second penalty. And it looks like there's also some work going on here for P3 between Schneider and Elvis Freshley. These two going at it. Let's hop on board here with Elvis firmly in the slipstream. He's on the medium tire. Nigel's not going to go defensive. He's going to take the racing line, and Elvis is going to look up the inside here. He's going to put his nose in. He's the last of the late breakers. And there it is through the Senate S. That is textbook overtake right there, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis Freshley into P3. Taking that off of C. Snyder. He says, thank you very much. But I'm sure Snyder's not going to go without a fight. He is on worn hards, so he's not going to have as much ammunition to go. But I'm sure he will be trying to go as much as he can. And you can definitely see there through that turn, those worn hards is definitely bringing down the party. You can see how much snappier Elvis's turns are, especially again, these front rights are going to be filling it around Interlagos, this infill section, especially this one right here is what does it to him. This long right-hander just feels like it goes on forever. But you gotta wait on the throttle because you can only do one thing at a time. You can't turn and hit the throttle at the same time. You can in this game, but you know, it's gonna cost you some grip. So I'm sure Elvis will be able to get some clean air. You can already see 1.6 to the good. Let's hop back on and see what's happening between P1 and P2 right now. Joey's mediums are definitely feeling the heat, feeling the pressure right now. He pitted early on the softs. He used the soft tires to get away. He was sitting on pole. And Nigel's using this chance to eye him down, walk him down, whatever you want to call it. But he's only 6/10 away. So he's licking his chops, just waiting for a mistake. Elvis Freshley sitting in P3, rounding out our podium. We got C. Schneider, P4, Dip P5, Erica Canada, Chevy, Rozer in P8, Steve-O in P9, and Big Red still holding us down, the caboose in P10. This battle for P1, it was on medium-low heat for a little while, but seems like we got the water boiling now. Shout out Mandra Powers. Mandra Powers says, go Elvis. Elvis is doing you proud, Mandra. He's sitting in a strong P3 right now. He'll continue trying to do you proud. But here we go with Obi-Wan and Nigel. The wild Thornberry himself. The real Thornberry in P2. Firmly in the slipstream, 3/10 behind. And this infield section is going to be fireworks, I tell you, fireworks. He's on the fresher medium, so he has an advantage. You can see the heat just flying off the car there. Oh, and Nigel picking up a second penalty. That is not good for business. Especially in a battle this close, every second counts. So I'm sure he will continue to try to stay as close as he possibly can, but Obi-Wan, I'm sure, is grinning right now. because he's not going to have to work as hard here in a couple seconds as soon as they get back onto the start-finish straight. I thought that was a close race going on, but it looks like that was actually a back marker we're dealing with. So here we go back with P1 and P2. Nigel needed to get as good of an exit as he possibly can out right here. A whole second is an eternity in auto racing. And let's see where this gap goes. Joey Cannoli zooming down the straight. The gap goes up to 2.1, 2.2. And it looks like 2.2 will be where we land the plane. Up 2.3, 2.4. We'll go 2.3 there. So Nigel will definitely have his work cut out for him having to get that time back. Fry Archer, where's the rod? We need a rod and a BP in this race. I wish I knew what that meant. If I had the rod, I'd give it to you. Things are calming down here nicely. I'm looking for some gaps, and all I'm seeing is big gaps. We got a 2 second between 1 and 2. 4 second between 2 and 3. 4 between 2 and 4. And it just goes higher and higher as the racers continue taking on the burning ring of fire that is Interlagos. Things have calmed down a bit here on our side. If I was a betting man, I would say that we have a 2-stopper on the menu today. Because again, just how tough this track is on the tires, especially those right-handed tires. Those things just cannot make it a full hour necessarily. Oh, okay, RWB J-Rod and RWB BP. They're missing from the party today. Fry, you gotta chase them down for us, man. You should call in the team principal. As Schneider and Eric of Canada dive into the pit lane, they're getting off those hard tires. They've had enough of those. Again, you lose about 40 seconds in the pit lane, so it's definitely a big delta that our racers are going to be dealing with. They'll be coming out in a very strange part of the grid, if I do say so myself, but beauty of being on the racing sim, right? Everybody's pit stop time is the same, so we're all dealing with the same thing here. Nobody's getting any free time by changing tires. Frost the King on Tuesdays. That's what I'm talking about. Nigel finding a little something here. That gap is down to 1.6. So he'll continue to try to put the qualifying laps in as he continues chasing down Obi-Wan Kenobi. Elvis Freshly. I think Elvis must have heard Manager Powers in the support because he's still holding it down in a strong P3. Nice little gap in front of him, nice little gap behind him, so he just got to focus in. Dip in the same boat in the white PBS livery. He has a good little gap in front of him and behind him. So he just has to go fast, don't crash. Chevy going a bit wide there, but able to keep it on the track. He's on some warmed up mediums. And let's see what's going on. Oh, maybe we're dealing with the back marker again. Nope, it just looks a lot closer on the map than I'm giving it credit for. Chris Ross still sitting here in P6. Steve-O still in P7. All things considered, we've had a very clean race today in round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge. Not too much contact, not too many off tracks, just a couple of penalties. And a whole lot of speed. Nigel finding another 4/10. And in about a lap or two, I'm expecting to see a lot of close racing as my friend Jordan comes online and has to tell everybody hello. Jordan, you'll be hearing from our people. We're going to have to charge you a fee for that. Nigel now within that magic time of 8/10. And he's getting that oh so sweet slipstream. Oh! As I see dirt pop up. And he's backwards. Let's see what happened here to Nigel. Nigel was finding the limit here. And it looks like he just takes a little bit of, gets on those marbles. And now he's doing Krispy Kreme time doing donuts. And that'll put Nigel down into P3. And Obi-Wan is going to give him a salute. And he's 7 seconds to the good. And now the battle's heating up for P2 here. Between Nigel and Elvis Freshly. Elvis, our new P2 sitter. And let's see how this goes. You gotta have a short-term memory as a racing driver, and Nigel's definitely trying to flush that little moment. But things were looking so good for so long. But those marbles will do you every time. The tires are not too worn. It's getting cloudy in the sky, so the track is cooling down as well. We shouldn't be dealing with too much overheating. And that just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, these races are a second-by-second thing, right? And Nigel looking up the inside here, eyeing up this little move. Elvis not going for it. And let's see what it looks like with Nigel right behind. This is what 2/10 looks like on track, ladies and gentlemen. You can just see how close it is. As Nigel is firmly in that slipstream. And as they go down this back straight, I would not be surprised to see Nigel stick his nose in there up the inside. Here we go. Elvis is staying on the racing line. He's still holding down that P2, but there's Nigel up the inside. And he'll be right back into it. Nigel right back in P2. Good job, sir. Elvis still holding strong, though. Still in that slipstream. Still on the podium, so all is not lost. Nigel's tires are just maybe a lap or two fresher than Elvis's. And we got Lamb Visual Sim Racing in the chat. Fry, he's saying what's up. Fry wants to see Chris and Nigel race. Chris, you heard the man. Give the people what they want. They want you out here. They want the 1v1 Fast and Furious style. Lamb, thanks for joining. Manager, also thanks for joining. If I didn't thank you as well. Thanks to everybody that's out there in the chat having a blast, having a little snizzy snack. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure to say hello. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Make sure you subscribe to GT Champion so you don't miss the latest and greatest. We are currently in round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge. Throwing these machines around Interlagos in Brazil. We got 20 minutes left on the menu today. I'm sure for these racers it's feeling like an eternity as Obi-Wan Kenoly dives into the pits. He only has about 20% fuel left, and that'll be Nigel in the P1. Even though I'm sure, again, that 2-stopper is on the menu for everybody today. So if these guys aren't going to make it to the end, we're definitely going to have some very hot racing as the time ticks down. Nigel currently in P1 of Elvis Freshly in P2, Dip in P3, RWB Chevy in P4, Obi-Wan Kenoly coming out of the pits in P5 with Chris Ross. Going to be in a foot race to the timeline. We'll see who gets there first. And it will be Chris Ross getting to that timeline first, so he'll be holding on to P5 with Obi-Wan Kenoly on fresh mediums in P6. He'll be looking to take his race lead back. P7, we got Mr. Steve-O with Schneider in a solid P8. Eric of Canada and Big Red U of A rounding out the order for us this evening. Back up with P1, Nigel and Elvis Freshly. Still in this little cat fight here. Their tires are a little cooked right now, I'm not going to lie. But these guys are chefs, so they're used to stuff being cooked. It looks like Nigel is going to be diving into the pits as well as Elvis. So this is going to be leading to some exciting racing in the finish here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see who is quicker on the refuel. There will be a little bit of a time difference. This is where, the strategy is going to come in. Dip is not going to have to spend as much time in the pits because he's on 22% fuel right now. So he's going to get in and out. He may gain a little bit of time on Nigel and Chevy here and everybody else in the pits, Elvis as well. So this will be very interesting. Chris Rise also diving into the pits here, so he'll still be sitting behind all of these folks. And that will just leave Obi-Wan Kenoly in P1. I was about to try to make a Star Wars joke, but I don't know the content that well. So we'll make a Kenoly joke and say he's driving like he's going to be having a nice fresh cannoli waiting for him on the other side of this race. That's 4 seconds to the good for Joey Cannoli in P1. And the pit stops have completed. Steve-O's coming out in P2 with Nigel, the wild Thornberry, the real Thornberry in P3. Dip in P4 with Elvis in a solid P5 chasing them down. This is going to be a barn burner of the last few minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. Snyder sitting in P6 with Chevy in P7. Eric of Canada in a close P8. They'll definitely be fighting for this last position as Eric of Canada gets sideways, keeps it out of the wall, thank the Lord, but that will not be helping his bid of P8. Chris Rise saw that, definitely got a little bit excited, I'm sure. In P9, he'll be looking to make a move up the field in these last dying embers of the race. And we got Big Red U of A's refueling in the pit currently right now. Lamb, we have an hour endurance race, so I'm not sure how many laps exactly, but we do have 18 minutes left. Laps are about 1:30. So I'm willing to, if I was a betting man, I'd say somewhere around, 38 to 40 laps on the menu today. Elvis Freshly and Dip getting close. Let's see what's happening back here between Chris Ross and the rest of the grid, 7, 8, and 9. They're having a fun time. Eric of Canada currently sitting in the P6. He goes defensive through there. He's not trying to lose this position at all. He's on the hard tires. And with Chris Ross on some fresh mediums, this is definitely going to be a tall task to try to keep them behind. Chris Ross doesn't have to risk it all right here. There's still a lot of time left if Eric of Canada goes a bit wide. And he goes wide enough to gain himself a half-second penalty and lose a position. So that's Chris Ross into P6. Eric of Canada with the half-second penalty. And Chevy, I'm sure, licking his chops right now. Because this position will be his, all his. Once the penalty is served. Chris Ross loving this fight in between the two right now. This is helping him gap things a bit. There we go, Fry. Thank you. Cannoli always stepping in the cream. HHP, you like that Eric of Canada delivery? Reminds me of the Mystery Machine. As he goes into P8. That's one mystery solved. I do like this. I do like the splattering. It gives me either Mystery Machine / OG Nickelodeon vibes. I love it. Slime time hour. The Senna S is definitely not being too kind to these tires. And here we go. Let's go through the grid one more time. We got Obi-Wan Cannoli in P1, 6 seconds to the good. Nigel Higginbotham in a comfortable P2. Dip finishing last week in P6. Currently on the podium right now. We'll see if he can hold on to this P3. P4, we got Elvis Freshly. And a lonely P5, we got C. Schneider. Chris Ross fighting for his life here in P6 with Chevy. Only a second behind. Not making life easy for him at all. Eric of Canada also not making life easy for anybody. And this is solid P8. P9 Steve-O and Big Red View of A holding down the rear for us. 420 number, nice. Let's check back in with Dip here. It's currently 7 seconds to the good. This is a message to future Chris from past Noah. Hello. And all other folks that are going to be catching this replay on the VOD. Thanks for finding us. Thanks for watching the race up to this point. Make sure you have hit the like button. Make sure you have subscribed. And make sure you hit the little bell icon on your screen to know when the latest and greatest from GT Champions is hot off the presses and on the internet. Oh, somebody stopped. I see somebody stopped. It's Big Red. They had a bit of an issue there. We won't put them on the Summer Jam screen just yet. We'll see what's going on with Chris Ross and Chevy here, actually, because this race for P6 is heating up. As I said earlier, things are getting hot. 7/10 between those two. It looks like there's something going on here between P3 and P4 as well. Elvis Freshly still fighting for that podium. He still has a little bit of time. And he also still has a little bit more tire than Dip here. So things will definitely be coming down to the wire for these guys. Let's check back in with Chris Ross as well as he holds on to a 6/10 advantage in front of Chevy. And Eric Canada waiting in the wind. These Audis just sound like some type of futuristic machinery for sure. So right now the battles we got going on, we have a hot battle for P3 between Dipshy and Elvis Freshly. And we have a hot battle for P6 between Chris Roz and RWB Chevy. Doing the RWB team proud here. Everybody, as always, bringing out the heat when it comes to the livery game. So shout out to all the livery creators out there. I think I agree with HHP. My favorite one being Eric of Canada's right now, the Mystery Machine. I'm gonna call it the Mystery Machine livery. That thing is nice. But liveries only get you so far. Because the one that called me ugly is actually the one that's sitting in first place right now. Sitting very pretty. The Godfather, Joey Cannoli. 7 seconds to the good. He's kind of hit the strategy bang on and also been able to stay out of any incidents. And because of that, he just has to go fast and not crash. P3 and P4 things are heating up here. Dip hot on Elvis Freshly's tailpipe. And I'm sure, again, going into this back straight, if Elvis Freshly doesn't go defensive here, Dip is going to get in that slipstream, pull off to the left, and see if he can eat that apex alive. Let's hop on board and see how it goes. Elvis already veering off to the left. Dip not close enough for a move, it seems. Didn't get the best of exits there. And he goes in hot into T1, able to avoid a little bit of a incident there. And Elvis going wide himself, still trying to keep up the speed. They'll be going back and forth. And yeah, he goes wide enough to get a second penalty, so Dip will definitely be smiling ear to ear with that as Elvis dips 4 tires outside of the white lines. And again, that 1 second penalty is just an absolute heartbreaker. Again, this second being an eternity in an auto race, and you just lose so much speed as well. You can't get it. You can't get that speed back going down that main straight. So this will definitely lead to some very close racing. Let's check in back here between P5 and P6 as Steve-O dives into the pits on the soft tires. HHP says Cannoli should treat himself to a cannoli if he wins. I'm sure he will. I feel like if he ends up winning the series, he won't want the GT Champions coin. He's going to want a GT Champions golden cannoli. The golden cannoli to commemorate himself as a GT champion forever. Here goes Chevy into the slipstream. 6/10 is the current gap. He's looking for his P6 right now. Not going to be close enough to make a move happen. So still our Ra's going to stay in a strong P6 here. As we continue on, Obi-Wan Cannoli bumping up that gap. Still in a strong P1. Nigel Higginbotham in a strong P2. And our podium sitters, doesn't look like much is going to happen here. With Dip rounding out that. Elvis, a respectable P4. And the nice Fit Foods livery, the 113. Snyder in P5. Oh, I like that. Silverline Racing. Shout out to y'all. P6 and P7, still getting it in. Chris Roz in the 69, nice. And Chevy in P7 right behind. Fry Archer, at least Chris finally wouldn't have to send a prize overseas. We love doing that here at GT Champions. This is a global game. We're a global company. We're a global community. So wherever you are, feel free. Hop into that description. Hit all the links. Follow us on all our socials. Come join the Discord. Say hello. If you're out there lurking, come on in the chat. I promise you, I will not bite. And neither will any of the other chatters. They'll actually say hello to you, I'm sure. We got HHP out here looking good. We got Baba Yaga out there looking fierce. Fries out here with the smile. Presidio dogs in here just waiting for you to say hello. Lamb came in. The water was fine with him. Come say what's up to us. Two-tenths between Chris and Chevy right now. Chevy thought about a move up the inside, but thought better of it. And Chris Ross going a bit wide there. And Chevy, that'll be Chevy up the inside there. And Chevy's taking P6 from Chris Ross. And just like that, we have a position change on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Chevy in the P6 with Chris Ross sitting in P7. That going a bit wide there is what I believe did it. Chris lost a little bit of top speed and just wasn't able to continue pushing the thing through the corner. So Chevy will be on his way. Currently 8/10 to the good right now, so that gap is growing. Chris's tires are not as fresh, so he'll be facing an uphill battle in this final 5 minutes trying to take that P6 back. What a race this has been, ladies and gentlemen. What a round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge we have had in front of us and gotten to experience. I want to thank everybody again for joining the chat, whether you are live or on the VOD. Thanks for spending some time with the kid and the drivers. HHP saying, Chris, you can still rise. He still has time. This race is not over yet. We don't have a fat lady singing here, but we do have a clock that hasn't hit 0 yet. So he's still alive. He's in that red and black Pinto Brothers livery, trying to make it happen. Let's just do a quick little run through of the grid to make sure we're not missing any close action. We are not. That's always a good sign that I'm on my job. Since we got a little bit of time here, we got 3 minutes left. I think this is a good time to do a little livery love for everybody. So Obi-Wan Kenobi again, calling us all love, calling us all ugly. Giving a big shout out to PC Systems on the side there. You love to see that. This one's just red with some stickers. I'm going 4 out of 10. Nigel Higginbotham in the RWB. Red, white, and blue. Shout out to the Hoffman group. This thing, I really like it. I'm giving it 8 out of 10. Dip in the all white because he's feeling godly. In the PBS CBB No Kings livery with the Ukraine stickers on them. I want to say that's Ukraine. With, it looks like some lady in a wig on the front hood. I'm going 4 out of 10. I'm on one today, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis Freshly. I love this one. The Fit Foods, the Logitech True Force, all of that going on. I love it. 6 out of 10. I'm pretty sure the score was different than last week, but it's me on the mic, not you. I make the rules. Haha. P5. I really like this livery from Schneider here. It's really smooth. I like the contour lines. I like the colors. I'm going 6 out of 10. Chevy. The eyes are already looking at me through the back. He got some silver white action going on with the red and blue. The yellow spoiler, I love to see it. Giving me big miracle vibes. I'm going 6 out of 10 again. Chris Still I Rise. All red back, 69, nice. With the Pinto Brothers vending livery. He got the riser, Metallica, font right there. I'm giving it a 6.9. Eric of Canada. This is the showstopper for me today, ladies and gentlemen. We've heard Mystery Machine. We've heard Nickelodeon 90s. We've heard Rugrats. What you're hearing from me now is a whopping 9 out of 10 for the creativity. Eric of Canada, shout out to you, my good sir. 9, we got Steve-O in the all blue RWB. Since things are going quick, I need to speed it up. 6 out of 10. Big Red U of A, really clean. White, green, and gold with the black rear trim. 6 out of 10. Let's hop back through the field here to make sure we're not missing any close battles. It doesn't look like we are. So at this point, the time ticks away as Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to cross the line with about 35 seconds left on the clock, and this should be the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, of round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge. Joey Kenobi currently sitting here in P1. We'll continue to see how he gets on. Nigel in P2, Dip, and a fierce P3 with Elvis Freshly, 1.6 to the bad in P4. I say to the bad, it is also actually to the good. This is a solid P4. P5, we got She Snyder with RWB Chevy, 6/10. Right behind him in P6. We'll be checking in on this throughout the final lap. P7, we got Chris Stilla Raz holding it down. P8, Eric of Canada, and the 9 out of 10 livery, let HHP tell it. Steve O in P9, and Big Red in P10. Chevy's, our Snyder's race is over in P5, and Chevy's race is also over in P6. Nigel, still race is about to end, so it looks like this is a battle between the top 4 at the moment, between Elvis Freshly, Dip, Nigel, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have a good little amount of gap, so I'm not expecting too much change or flip-flop between these folks, but we shall see. As Obi-Wan Kenobi, who finished P4 last week, Joey, able to flush that finish and bring home a very strong P1 on lap number 38. 39 was the magic number, Lamb. Just in case you're still out there with us. Congratulations to Obi-Wan. Nigel bringing home a fierce P2. 9 seconds off the lead. Dip coming home in P3, bringing this thing around the mountain. There it is. And there's Elvis Freshly, ladies and gentlemen. Last one across the line, but first in all of our hearts. And there we have it. The Audi R8 Challenge coming to an exciting close. Round 2 is over. Brazil, we did it. I saw a lot of Senna lookalikes out there. And there he is. USA, USA. Obi-Wan Kenobi leading the way. Pole position. P1. It doesn't get much better than that. Let's do a quick little run through of these standings before we get the interviews popping off. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi again in P1, who also is going to get that fastest lap point with a 33.1. Nigel Higginbotham in P2, followed by Dipshy rounding out the podium. If you three can hear me, go ahead and hop in that Discord interview room and I'm going to talk to you for a little bit. P4, we got RWB Elvis Freshly, followed by SLRC Schneider, RWB Chevy 210, Chris Roser in P7, Rad Eric of Canada in P8. P9, we got RWB Steve-O. And rounding out the grid, we got my man Big Red U of A. Congratulations to everybody. This was a heck of a race again, folks. I had a blast calling this. I hope you had a blast watching it. Stay exactly where you are, because what I'm going to do is get our interviews ready to roll. I will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are having our interviews now. We have our podium sitters. We're going to start off with my man Dip. Dip,
Hey,
how you feeling,
what's
man?
up?
Big P3
Yeah,
today.
it went well. Finally got a podium in one of these lobbies, so that's nice.
Yeah, man. You know you finished last week in P6, so you're getting to talk to me this week. Take me through kind of your mindset with the race strategy and everything going on out there today.
I know one thing I was surprised that Joey was able to do that 10 minutes on what did he do? 10 minutes on the softs and then 30 minutes on the mediums. It's like, wow, he still had really good pace. But my race was really with Elvis Presley. He had a bit more pace than me, but I think that last pit stop I underfueled a little bit and he overfueled a little bit. And I was able to get out in front of him and I was able to hold him off. So it's a good race.
Yeah, good race indeed. Yeah, I was definitely I'm definitely gonna have to be asking Joey about that soft tire stint. He's seeming like a bit of a tire whisperer here, but
It's top secret, man. It's top secret.
G14 classification, respect. So Dip, yeah, it's like I said, coming off of a P6, putting it on the podium this week. How you feeling about getting into next week?
Ooh, what do we got next week?
Next week we have, this is actually a great segue for me, because next week we will be at, if I can pull up the overlay, season overview, there it is. We got Road Atlanta next week.
Oh,
So we're back stateside.
I think I feel decent. I think I got decent pace at that track, so I'm not sure about how the tire wear is going to go for me, but I think I'm confident going into that one.
Pretty confident. Okay. We'll definitely be on the lookout for you. Any final shout outs before I let you get to your podium party here on this beautiful Saturday night?
I guess just the GT champions for holding the whole series. So
Absolutely. That's our third place podium sitter, Dip She. Everybody, congratulations again, my friend. Hopefully I'll be talking to you next week.
yeah, I hope so. And congratulations, Joey and Venom. Good job.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. Congrats.
Yep.
Absolutely. There's Dip, everybody. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Next up, we got the real Thornberry. RWB Venom is what I call him. I call him Nigel Higginbotham sometimes. I'm just going to keep calling him though. Nigel, what's going on, man?
Oh, not too much. Just enjoying the racing.
Yeah, man. How was it out there? You were definitely in some very interesting situations. I got to see you and Joey had some pretty close racing, and then I also saw you in a bit of an incident. Just take me through kind of your mindset through the evening.
Well, I had a lack of practice this week, so I kind of I thought this was a very similar track to Laguna Seca, so I kind of went with the same strategy. And yeah, I knew I could keep pace with Joey. It was just trouble was gonna be getting around him if I could stay with him the whole race. But I dipped a toe there at that last little hairpin, and yeah, I went right around, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I felt like it was a little bit, definitely getting on those marbles in GT7. They feel a little bit overpowered sometimes, right? Take your ice skating there sometimes, but you were able to keep everything on the track and stay locked in, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, no damage helped, so I was a little worried I was going to hit that wall, but I didn't make contact.
Absolutely. How are you feeling? I know last week you finished. I got you down here.
Fourth, I believe.
Yeah, at actually P5, right behind Joey. Actually,
P5.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, because I ran out of gas.
At the right there.
Me that one, too.
So P5
Yeah.
to P2. I won't say rags to riches, but I know you must be feeling pretty good out here.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to get a podium in these lobbies sometimes, but I've been getting quicker on and getting smoother with the race rig. So we'll see what happens next week at Road Atlanta. I know that could be a little bit of a bumpy track, so I can move you around a little bit in that car.
Yeah, Atlanta's definitely known for its potholes, right? And I think the track is definitely no different. Any final shout outs before I let you get partying here on Saturday?
Just congratulations to Joey and Dipshy for getting podium. Joey, I'll get you one of these days.
Yeah, you will. Stop giving them to me, man.
Yeah, handed that one to you.
Well, Nigel, Venom, I appreciate you taking the time to join, and also for hosting the lobbies. For those of you that don't know, Venom is actually our lobby host, putting everything together and making sure that I only got to worry about talking and screaming and yelling into this microphone. He's handling all the hard GT7 stuff. So thank you for that. Thanks for taking the time out, and hopefully I'll be seeing you next week, my friend.
Hopefully. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. RWB Venom, everybody. P2 and round 2 of the Audi R8 Challenge. Now, we got the big cannoli himself. Obi-Wan Cannoli is what you saw on GT Champions, or on the GT7 screen. Most of you know him by Joey Cannoli. I know him by a lot of names, but today I know you as P1. How you feeling, my friend? Big win.
Yeah, good. I'll tell you my secret on the softs, right? Power goes out and you start on the wrong tires. That's my secret. So I went in with softs. I go, oh no. So I got as much as I could out of those tires until I had to switch, and I knew I had to stretch the mediums a little bit. And thanks to Nigel just giving me that race, I finished first.
You definitely stretched those mediums out and got your money's worth out of them. And don't you just love it when the decision is made for you right there? So, sometimes it's almost like the chocolate chip cookies, right? It was an accident, but it was also a hit. And your accident ended up being a hit in this P1 today.
I was trying to figure out laps. How many laps do I have to go? How many laps?
Could you feel the tires kind of dying on you pretty quickly? Like when did you kind of know to make the call to make the pit? What was it that
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't too bad because I practiced just before and I was getting 12, maybe 13 laps out of the mediums, but I still had meat on them. And I had to stretch them to 15 laps, so that wasn't bad.
Gotcha. Okay, so wasn't the worst in the world, but definitely, like you said, wasn't a part of their original plan. But
no,
either way, all in all, you ended up landing in P1 again after a big P4 last week. So that's going to be some nice points to take home with you. Do you think you'll be going to Disney World anytime soon? What you going to do now that you are a GT Champions race winner?
Well, we'll see. I mean, if GT Champions paying for for everything, yeah, no problem. If not, I'll just watch it on TV.
Right.
At Chris Ball, Mr. President himself, you heard the man. The people want trips to Disneyland.
Yeah, maybe that coin will get me in.
Yeah, that coin to be a fast pass for you. Absolutely.
That's right, man.
Well, cool. Any final shout outs before I get you out of here for today? Is you can get partying?
Yeah, thanks to GT Champions, to you, to Chris, and especially to Nigel for giving me these positions every week.
Yeah. Glad I could be of service.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's our podium sitters, everybody. Congratulations again to Joey Cannoli, Nigel Higginbotham, and Dipshy, and everybody else that took part today. You all definitely kept things fun and entertaining for me up here in the booth. A little bit of housekeeping before we get out of here. We got next week the Road Atlanta coming live and direct at you. That'll be August 16th, Saturday, again, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, live here on GT Champions. We also got the Mustang Challenge going on. That'll be streaming live here at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. We got PC Systems. Always got to show love to big PC Systems, our GT Champions partners. We got Origin Micro, our GT Champion sponsors. Shout out to y'all as well. If you want to hear the ad reads for those, just go ahead and rewind the stream. You know, I got it at the beginning. And we'll also be playing the little video. That's the theme music. You know what that means. That means it's time for me to get out of here. I've been Parquet, ladies and gentlemen. This has been GT Champions, and we will be catching y'all next week. Be well, be blessed. Peace.
Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a fifth grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTC TV and let us help you show the world your events.
Welcome to Origin Micro, your go-to e-commerce superstore for IT hardware and consumer electronics. With over 2 decades of experience, we've earned a reputation for delivering superior customer service and offering top industry brands at competitive prices. We provide a wide range of products from various manufacturers. From notebooks and desktops to networking equipment and VoIP devices, we've got you covered. Our fully stocked warehouse ensures that you'll find the products you need when you need them. And with our expert team always ready to offer personalized support, you can trust Origin Micro for all your IT needs. Origin Micro, your IT e-commerce superstore, serious deals, superior service.
PC Systems, your dedicated call center partner. We specialize in live customer support as a service, a 24/7 support center, empowering system integrators, operators, and innovators to execute seamlessly at scale, precisely when and where it matters most. Our TaaS model encompasses infrastructure, technology procurement, and comprehensive implementation and lifecycle support. With 3 decades of industry expertise, PC Systems leads in collaborative solutions across hospitality, multifamily student housing, and healthcare. As your trusted white label support partner, PC Systems operates seamlessly in the background, acting as an extension of your team and brand. Simple pricing and transparent solutions allow us to extend your business reach at scale. Let us accelerate your project execution and provide the service delivery infrastructure to expand your business. Contact PC Systems, your call center partner,